Mark, serious question. How long do you think it takes for Miami to play for the ACC title based on how things seem to be going? Why cannot Miami play for the ACC championship in 2022? I don't know that that's going to be my prediction, but there is no Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, name a bunch of other teams, but those at the top, of course, in their division. The best program in their divisions, other than them, North Carolina. The best team, it's anybody's guess. The best team this past year was Pitt, and they beat Pitt head-to-head on the road. And Pitt's losing its quarterback and his best wide receivers. Probably its best players along the defensive front that led the nation in sacks. Why can't Miami be the best team in the Coastal? Now, if Clemson gets it pulled together, there might still be a major gap between Clemson and Miami to win the ACC, just like there was in 2017. But in 2017, they played for an ACC championship. To play for the ACC title, 2022. Virginia Tech's in transition. North Carolina is switching out quarterbacks. They've recruited extremely well. North Carolina should be the main competition in 22. But Miami's going to bring back the best quarterback in the division. They are going to bring back the best talent in the division. Now they have a coach who has proven that he can win. He won at Oregon, and we could poke holes and make complaints or criticisms of a few letdowns, and I did as well. What happened against Utah twice in the span of 3 to 4 weeks is not to be brushed aside, but overall, you've upgraded the head coach. And the quarterback that we saw for 8 or 9 games, he's going to go through a workout conditioning program, spring ball, summer ball, with the receivers that he was able to develop a chemistry with in a very short period of time. Now he has a complete off season aside from Charleston Rambo, who was the major cog, of course, but all the younger guys are going to come back. It's right now. Win the division in 22. Yes, Johnny. Official. Well, Roger, we shall see if your theory is correct. But yeah, the playoffs make considerably more money than bowl games. Bowl games make a lot of money. Ballard. I think Diaz was a great recruiter and defensive mind at Miami. Getting Cristobal gives them a more grounded leader to truly help the team play to their potential. Thoughts, Mark? Yeah, Mario Cristobal's led football programs before. He led a struggling, middling program at FIU where, by all indications, despite his poor record, he did a nice job there. Then Oregon was the real test, and we see the results. Are the results amazing, remarkable? No, they're not elite, but there weren't over the past 3 seasons that many teams in the country that accomplished more than Oregon, maybe 15. He had a top 15 program at Oregon. They were not a top 15 program when he arrived. John Hall says, Mark, should we wait until the end of the season to fire coaches? Well, when you say we, are you talking about college football in general? We live in a free country, so somebody can be fired at any time. So I would hate to dictate or try to dictate, because it couldn't be done, to dictate to institutions when they can fire someone. It's better for some people involved. John, that is something, when you say Cristobal cannot coach worth a lick in game, that is something we're going to have to keep our eye out for. When Oregon was playing for a college football playoff position, and there are teams almost every week the last month of the season that are playing for a college football spot that lose games. So it wasn't so much that. It was that they didn't show up. And then 2 to 3 weeks later, they're playing for a Pac-12 championship. And you almost never see this when two teams get together twice in a season, where the outcome, unless, and they're usually good teams, because usually bad teams would not play, or one good team, one bad team don't play twice in a season. You got to meet in a championship or postseason situation to meet that second time. So they're usually good teams. And when do you see a similar result? You may see the same team win both games, but just pound them. It was almost the exact score. It was almost the exact game. It was over at halftime. You know, you can lose 38-10 and actually still be in the game at halftime. You can lose 38-10 and it was 14-10 at halftime, but they got murdered the first half. Both games didn't show up. So there was no adjustment that was effective, at least, between game 1 and game 2, both from a schematic standpoint or from a psychological, motivational standpoint, to challenge his team to say, we were embarrassed a few weeks ago. Now we have a conference championship on the line. Let's go get them. Let's prove to this team, let's prove to the entire conference, let's prove to the entire nation watching tonight that we're not the team that got buried by 4 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. Nope. That incentive was not communicated to his team effectively. Roger Dodger, what you are stating right there seems to be plain and clear.